Hey YouTube. Da, da, da. Today we're gonna be watching the worst To Catch a Predator episodes. Have you ever just thought like, man, I want to catch a predator? I want to be like Dion. I want to be a Chris Hansen and catch these creepy ass adults. Now we get to see them get caught on camera. Let's get into this shit.
Michael Warriker, 29-year-old high school teacher, arrived at the Sting House in
Let me make sure I'm recording. What the fuck? Oh, there you go.
California, hoping to meet his victim. He used a disturbing screen.
Shit, I bet. That nigga got the Birdman hair rub going on.
House in Riverside, California, hoping to.
Can't wait to see my victim.
His victim. He used a disturbing screen name, Can I Rip You Italy, and in their chats talked about
incredible. Fuck? That's how he coming, bro? That's his game? Like, I wonder, can you imagine somebody just came up to you and said that? Like, off the rip. Like, man, fuck the number. I want to fuck right here.
Disgusting and graphic acts.
Right now.
And even asked if she'd like to try it, and even expressed he had a sick fetish. As the chat progresses, he asks the victim if she has ever done it before and tries to convince
this nigga look like Johnny Bravo.
Her to drink alcohol when they potentially meet.
That's
he even suggests they engage in explicit activities.
Johnny Test.
When the decoy expressed concern, Warriker simply told her to not think about it. They were truly disturbing messages. Eventually, he finally agrees to meet up with the decoy at the Sting House, but of course, he meets Chris Hansen instead. Warriker immediately tries to distance himself from his actions by lying.
Lock the doors!
Claiming he didn't really
lock the doors! Keep him trapped! God.
Mean any of what he said, and that it was just fantasies. He even poured himself some juice and was talking like Chris was just asking him about the weather.
I'm talking about. Though my arrival doesn't seem to faze him one bit.
This is fun, right?
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Hanging out.
Hanging out.
Yes.
Fuck that nigga whispering for? What are you doing here? Hanging out. That nigga shaking out his shit. He finna shake the juice onto him. He finna wet himself up.
I knew that this was a setup because this was too convenient for this.
What was too convenient?
The chat room and just talking about everything that she did.
After the weird, awkward conversations of Chris asking him what he was expecting would happen, he left the house, but the police were just waiting for him outside.
Make believe to you in some way.
Yeah.
Role playing.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, but she said she was 13.
I don't know.
I know. That's right around my ballpark right there. Perfect age.
So if I wasn't here,
He was quickly arrested, and the footage of him on the ground being handcuffed was very satisfying to
I know she was 13. Duh. That's why I came over. Fuck. You really finna make me mad.
We also see later on in the footage that when police searched his car, Warriker ended up pleading guilty to attempted lewd acts with a minor and was sentenced to probation and counseling. He was also required to register as an offender and was thankfully fired from his teaching job. Rabbi...
He's up there trying to get the children. Alright, come on y'all, let's rally up. So who wants to touch a big lollipop today? Oh God.
K.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
Imagine
just by
not
thinking
giving
about
a
it.
fuck.
Meet Base
My
44,
battery.
a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want
My battery.
and watch it take shape.
What the fuck they mean? Lost connection. No. What the hell happened? Oh. I was finna say, what the hell happened?
Out of all the
Why is it
men caught
happening
on To Catch a
me?
Predator, the case of
Mr.
Rabbi
Buddy?
David Kay caused so much
God
outrage
damn.
online because of who the man was. This guy was literally a respected religious
Technical
leader,
difficulty.
the vice president of a really big Jewish educational program known as
Yeah, that nigga
Panim,
look like
which worked.
Creed. What's understood don't gotta be explained. I ain't gonna lie. This nigga probably got the stalker shades. You know, if you ever been to somebody's house and they got the shades and every part is fucked up. Yeah, buddy. They are stalking everybody that walk past.
Vulnerable groups. He
Looking
even
hard
spoke
as
regularly at interfaith conferences, so when he showed up at the Sting House trying to meet the victim, it was truly
Dude, that nigga got a waist trainer on? What the hell?
He made contact online with the
never
victim
mind.
who, as we
I'm
already
tripping.
know, was actually a decoy. Over several conversations, Kay, using the screen name Red BD, kept questioning the boy about his life. He made it very clear that he was ready to meet in person and promised to teach him how to wipe properly. He asked the boy whether he had ever relieved himself and sent him explicit pictures of himself. There were even some that showed him performing explicit acts on other men.
He gonna love it in jail, duh. They like, I like fucking niggas, and you put me in here with other niggas? Eat my back in. Nah, like,
He even urged the decoy to come to the door with nothing on when he comes to see him. Well, when he finally got to the location, he met Chris Hansen instead, who immediately put him on blast. Hansen confronted him with printed logs of his disgusting graphic texts, so he couldn't even keep denying. You could see Kay visibly uncomfortable, sweating and pacing as the reality of his situation
Shaking and
dawned
shit.
on him,
Fuck the.
especially when the camera crew came out.
For a 13-year-old, you handled yourself pretty well.
I'd have been like, the camera crew came in. I would have tried to flip the whole story, like, shit, so this on OnlyFans film? So I'm supposed to be fucking you? Oh, God.
Maybe I'll send you my pics. Yes, you are very cute, and when boys are that cute, they usually look like this.
He's even heard telling Hansen he couldn't do this to him. However, he didn't get arrested on the spot because Virginia laws at the time required police to have more evidence for prosecution.
You don't want to touch anybody. You don't want to.
You've got to stop this.
Sit down. Sit down.
You don't have any
You're
right
free
to.
to leave any time.
Thankfully, the footage aired nationally, and the fallout and public outrage made sure justice was served. In 2007, federal authorities who had been watching him after the show aired launched their own sting. And this time, he was aptly arrested, nationally disgraced, and charged in a federal court.
So this nigga did this stupid shit again? Bitch, you ain't learned from the first time, my nigga? Death penalty. Get him packed up. Firing squad. Actually, what the hell? What the helly? How the fuck? Why would you do it again? He a dumbass. He deserved
Court,
it.
the disgraced rabbi claimed he had done it as a cry for help to fight personal demons. He was sentenced to 6.5
Shit. Well, buddy, you gonna have a lot of demons to fight in there, buddy. Hopefully your demons can help you fight them ones off. Shit. There's gonna be a lot of demons that's gonna be trying to get on top. Yeah.
years in prison,
Yeah,
followed by
yeah.
10 years of supervised release. Kay was also required to register as an offender for life. Michael Siebert. Michael Siebert, a 25-year-old man, first showed up in the Riverside sting operation in December 2006. He had been chatting explicitly with the decoy for weeks, where he asked disturbing questions about her development. He kept soliciting inappropriate activities and asking her to meet up. The entire chat was extremely disgusting, and the way he texted just showed how troubled the man was. He even knew what he was doing was completely wrong because Siebert kept talking about how her parents would send him to jail if they discovered the chats.
I would have. Can you imagine a grown ass man pulling up? I would have whooped my daughter ass, man. I would have kicked that fucking pink hoodie right off. That's how hard my fucking boot would have went through her chest. Dad, my titty popped. Damn. Your mom will pay to get your boobs done. Fuck. I was aiming for her face. I was trying to fuck her face.
Still didn't stop him from sending her his explicit images and even telling her he was doing himself on several occasions. Well,
it's a California Showdown. 49ers, Rams, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime.
Oh, what the fuck? I can't help it.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Plus, as soon as she finally invited him to the Sting house, all his worries and fears flew out the window. When confronted by Hansen, Siebert kept stuttering and acting confused. He gave vague answers claiming he was there to hang out and kept insisting that he wasn't planning on doing anything illegal.
Come here and have a meeting with Evie.
Oh my god, that nigga looks like a fucking hamster. Fuck. A light-skinned hamster, that's tough.
I know. Sorry about that.
What was your plan here?
Nothing. Just talk to her. That's it.
Just talk to her?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make friends. Shit. The little girl was only going to be my friend. I didn't plan on doing anything. Like, what? Come on now, dude. I'm not a weirdo.
Well, when Chris showed him printed chat logs of every disgusting thing he'd been texting and a picture of his genitals he'd sent to the decoy, Siebert's only remark to this was, oops.
That's it.
Then why did you send pictures of yourself like this to her? Oops.
Hansen then informed Siebert that he was free to leave the Sting house, but as soon as he went outside, he was taken into custody by the authorities waiting outside. Siebert was charged with 4 felonies, but later released on bail while awaiting the outcome of his trial. But exactly 24 hours later, this same man was caught once again in another sting. This time, the chat logs revealed that he had asked the decoy if she wanted to perform explicit acts on him.
She performs oral sex. What color her underwear is. Now, Michael, you know this is not right to do this, right? We had this very same conversation in Riverside, California.
Yeah.
And his dumb ass did it again. Just go ahead and send this nigga to the pen. He's not learning. He just like kids.
Huh?
That nigga trying to start him up a daycare service at this point. Shit.
And right then, you told me that you knew this was wrong.
Well,
That little nigga stressing the fuck out right now. Like, damn, I got caught by these niggas again. And I would have got away with it if it wasn't for this nigga in the suit.
picked him up once again and set his bail at $1.1 million. He was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison for his involvement in the Long Beach Sting and another 1.5 years in prison for his involvement in the Riverside Sting, to be served concurrently with his previous sentence. Dustin McFetridge. In 2006, To Catch a Predator set up a sting in Fort Myers, Florida, and Dustin McFetridge,
Oh my god.
To Catch a Predator set up a sting in Fort Myers, Florida, and Dustin
Woo-wee. Yeah. It was time for him to go.
a 26-year-old from Tennessee who suffered from cerebral palsy and collected Social Security benefits, was caught and arrested on the show. Dustin had been online for weeks chatting with Laura. In the chats, Dustin asked the girl a lot of inappropriate things. He asked about her periods and requested her to shave. The chats get increasingly disturbing when Dustin requests that she wear her panties non-stop for 3 days and then send them to him. Eventually, Dustin took the bait and drove for 5.5 hours over a state line.
5.5 hours? Damn. That nigga hit the road, didn't he? Shit. I ain't never driving no 5.5 hours. Shit. What the fuck I look like going on a road trip? Where am I going to? Where'd he go?
To meet the decoy.
Just to meet this bitch? And he got arrested for doing a 5.5 hour drive? Boy, god damn. Well, not just that. He was meeting up with a kid, but like, damn. That let you know you should have just stayed home. Shit, fuck it. Eh? It ain't even that serious to go drive anywhere anyway. 5 hours?
And brought a razor and expressed his desire to hold and kiss her.
I brought a razor.
A razor. And what were you going to do with the razor?
I thought she wanted to be shaved down there, and I thought she said she was 17 or something.
Before that could happen, though, Chris Hansen revealed himself and confronted
Girl. Ugh. My bad, y'all. It just happens a lot.
the disgusting man.
Hey guys, do you like Disney Plus or TV shows like Stranger Things? How would you like to be on one? Be one of the first 200 people to sign up now, and the next superstar could be you.
At all.
However, in classic offender manner, Dustin denied everything and claimed he didn't come to do anything illegal. He even started by lying by saying he thought the decoy was older, but that was debunked when Chris presented his chat log.
No, you didn't. Stop.
Be shaved down there.
Stop
And I
it.
thought she said she was 17 or something.
I've got the transcript right here.
Tell him now.
I believe.
Throughout the whole confrontation, Dustin never took accountability
Oh,
for
you
his
thought
actions.
she was 17, huh? Let me show you my cousin sent me on TikTok. Hold on, wait. Let me show you something my cousin wrote in the book. I would have flipped the book around. What is this? She was 14.
And kept blaming the decoy. When Chris
Bitch,
was
that
fed
she
up, he
texting
asked
her
the
back
police
at
to
the
come
bottom.
get him.
Like, what
And
the
even at the
fuck?
station, the man never took accountability. In fact, when the police searched his car, they discovered KY jelly and a camera. They also found CDs with more than 100 explicit photos on them at his house. He said he only sent those because the decoy requested it, and he only came because she equally begged him to come. He was charged and sentenced to 5 years in prison and a lifetime supervised offender registration. Thomas Bodner. Thomas Bodner was already a well-known offender well before his appearance on To Catch a Predator. In 1984, he had taken advantage of 3...
That's probably how he was at the parks back in the day. That nigga up there at the park wearing a nightgown. Hey kids, turn around. Oh God.
siblings repeatedly for a long time. The kid's mom had no idea what Bodner had been doing to her children, so when his victims came forward, he was arrested and given a 10-year prison sentence. In 1999, he was arrested again and sentenced to 3 years in a state prison for meeting with a vulnerable person and performing explicit acts on him. Well, for meeting with a vulnerable person and performing explicit acts on him. Well, it wasn't long before he returned to his old ways, because on August 29th, 2003, he was caught once again using the name Casper in 909 to talk to the victim. He sent disgusting close-up pictures of his private parts, a man's bare chest in another, and his shoulders. On December 25th, 2005, a member of Hansen's team called Bodner while pretending to be Luke, and the two talked a total of 7 times. All the calls were recorded. Eventually, after several months of constant communication over the phone and emails, Bodner finally agreed to pay Luke a visit when he thought the boy's parents were out of town. But As soon as he arrives and enters through the back door, Bodner spots Hansen and immediately starts to run. He was tackled by the Riverside police, who knew all about his past offenses. He broke his nose and arm during the altercation. When his car was searched, the police discovered an array of troubling items, including a vibrator, a camera, and a lubrication container. He was held for 3 years in custody pending trial and was sentenced to 15 years in a state prison on September 11th, 2009.
They
Todd
should have
Spikes.
gave his ass more.
This particular guy was not only an offender, but also
That nigga looked like an old ass elf.
a police officer, and that's what made his case a lot more disturbing. He was an active police officer sworn to protect and serve the community, but instead of doing so, he was online sending explicit messages to his victim. He was working as a probation officer when he started chatting online with the decoy, Lindsay. Typing in all caps, he talked about how he wanted to perform explicit activities on the decoy. He then said that he wanted it to be a regular thing, so he'd move down and become boyfriend with the girl's mother so he'd have more access to her. The entire chat log was extremely disgusting and showed how manipulative and depraved Spikes truly was. Spikes then drove down to the Sting house sometime past midnight, but he never made it inside because the authorities pulled him over before he could get in. Things got a lot more disturbing when the police searched his car and found an extensive display of guns and even a revolver in his pocket that was loaded. They also found dozens of boxes of ammunition, a chainsaw, a tarp, ropes, and even a boat anchor.
Oh no, he was on some serial killer type shit. What's understood ain't gotta be explained. He was gonna try to kill the bitch, rape her dead body. Gray.
Was quite literally the starter pack for a body
Nigga
dump,
freezing up.
which has led many
I
to
ain't gonna
believe
lie.
that Spikes probably had plans to kill her after. He was arrested and later accepted a plea deal that kept him out of prison. He was also given 10 years probation and required to register as a lifetime offender. Jeff Sokol. For over 2 months, 44-year-old Jeff Sokol chatted with the decoy named Bailey online. Sokol engaged in many inappropriate and extremely creepy conversations with Bailey. Sometimes he'd be encouraging her to do vile acts and send him videos. He also said he'd like to be intimate with her when they meet, and even started talking of drawing up a fake marriage contract. The idea was to trick the decoy into believing that being intimate with him was legal. Sokol kept talking about himself and somehow managed to bring back every conversation to the inappropriate topics and what it means to their manhood. Then on October 3rd, 2015, Sokol drove 2.5 hours to the Sting house where he planned to stay with the girl after she mentioned her mom was out of town. He came with a box of pizza, vodka, and an Ocean Spray orange juice container.
That nigga was trying to have a date night, wasn't he? That nigga brought food, liquor, all type of shit. He like, man, I can't wait to get there to my bitch. Until he met one buddy. That's tough. That's tough.
Sokol met the decoy, tried to hug her, but was promptly shunned. But before he could make any more sudden moves, Hansen appeared. First, Sokol thinks he is the girl's father and comes off as rude, cocky, and very arrogant. He even starts to eat the pizza right in front of Hansen, insisting he didn't come
He like, oh, you must be the father. You joining us on date night?
to the house with any bad intentions.
Oh my god.
You worked hard to cross that finish line. Now it's time to celebrate those memories. At Michaels, we help you preserve your keepsakes
I
with
worked
custom
hard just to
framing
start
that
this
brings your
motherfucker
victory
up,
to life.
for real.
Because every achievement deserves to be
I'm tired as fuck. My battery.
You say, I can't go to jail. My life would be ruined.
Right.
Could be locked up for 20 years.
Yep.
Eventually, Sokol left through the garage door and was immediately apprehended by the police. During the interrogation, he was still insisting that he had no plans to do anything with her and asked the detective if it was against the law to hang out with a girl. He then stated that he would be willing to do something with the girl when she turned older, which doesn't make it any better. The man showed no remorse for his crimes and just kept blaming society and the young girl.
Marry a 13-year-old girl with her mother's permission.
Maybe when she's 16, I would do that.
16?
Why is that like so hard to believe?
Oh, I'll just give her a couple more years. That's what y'all tell him to do? I can wait.
You're 44.
In March 2017, Sokol was sentenced to...
I know, and I need me a young body. The old ones can't keep up no more.
years in
Shit.
prison and 10 years of probation for a second-degree assault. He was also required to register as an offender for 10 years. Joshua Colin, an online group called Tetrad Core, set up a profile of a decoy girl named Jenna Claire on the Link app. And Joshua Colin, aka Poppy, took the bait. As usual, their chats turned inappropriate, with Colin mentioning that he wanted to take her out and marry her. After talking for a few weeks,
He's a weirdo. And he's desperately deprived or something. Because why are you talking about marrying her? A few weeks? And we already thinking about buying wedding rings and shit? What the hell is wrong with you, buddy? You good? Yeah. Sis, run.
finally agreed to meet. However, when he arrived at the Sting house, he met with a decoy dubbed Nervous Nelly instead. Colin even came with an overnight bag, locked the door behind him, and started to try and make small talk. A few minutes later, he requested to use the bathroom, and that's when Chris Hansen switched positions with Nelly. When Colin comes back and sees Hansen in the kitchen with his printed chat logs, he lets out a subtle, "Oh, shit," which hinted that he recognized who Hansen
Yeah, I already know what this is, gang. Just go ahead and put the cuss on me.
was.
Right over there.
He's about to lose his lunch.
Keep your hands right there. Sit.
Colin admitted to meeting the decoy online and knowing her age. He also admitted to bringing clothes because he planned to spend the night.
Clothes. Why would you need to change your clothes?
Because I was going to stay over.
Stay over with a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And what were you going to do with it?
He already knew. Like, ain't no point of lying. I'm gonna just tell the truth. Fuck it.
Under Hansen's persistent questions, Colin reluctantly admitted that his intentions were not pure at all because he wanted to have his way with a 12-year-old.
Have you done this before?
No.
Have you ever contacted an underage girl online before?
Yes.
We have evidence of that, too. A 13-year-old. So why should I believe you've never done this?
I'm sure you do. Shit. I'm sure you do, Mr. Hansen. I'm sure you fucking do.
Colin even brought evidence. Colin was picked up by the police, and during the interrogation, he admitted to everything. He even admitted to texting in the past and engaging in relations with another victim in Long Island. He was sentenced to 7 years in prison, which would be suspended after he served 3 years.
Older than 12.
How old?
15.
When was that?
A few months back.
Do you remember her name?
It's not her.
He was also sentenced to 10 years of probation and had to register as an offender for 10 years. Steve Buchanan. At the time of this thing,
Nah, these niggas need more than just this, bro. 3 years. With 10 years of being registered as an offender, fuck no. He need about 100 each.
Buchanan was a 28-year-old man who wanted to be a cop. He had even listed number 100 on the Department of Stratford's hiring list. The same guy even served in the U.S. Army as a vehicle mechanic So on paper, he seemed like the perfect citizen. Well, that was until he showed up to the Sting house in Fairfield.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Nigga, I already can do this, bro. I can build anything just by throwing my head at it. Ugh. There's a mansion. Yes.
Fairfield to meet Bailey, a girl he believed was 13 years old. When he got to the Sting house, he tried to get the girl to come out of the house instead of going in.
I feel really weird about just like piecing it out of here right now.
I can come right there and chat. I'm not coming
Okay,
in.
yeah.
No.
Sorry.
No, like, I mean, right here.
Do you want to come in?
No.
He asked her to go on a drive with him, and when she refused, he offered they go on a walk together even though it was raining. When he kept pushing, Hansen came out and met him, and surprisingly, Buchanan came into the house.
Why don't you take a seat right over there?
According to him, he only came there to warn the girl about meeting strangers online because his cousin had fallen prey to it.
She did the same thing.
When your cousin came, she did the same thing. What do you mean?
What is this?
When she invited,
An older person.
An older person
Showed her
came
around.
over and
Yeah.
showed your 13-year-old around town. And what happened in that case?
She got assaulted.
She got assaulted.
And I was in the army. And I don't like people doing that. I didn't want to make.
He said the older man his cousin met had took advantage of her before her, so he wanted to make sure Bailey makes smarter choices.
Nigga, if you don't shut your dumb ass up, buddy. He was probably talking about himself. That's probably really what happened. Shit. This probably happened when he got out the military. He's like, come on, cousin. Let's go take a walk. Then he did his big one, I guess. And then he finished the job. That's tough. Ah.
Yeah, it was a
It was
load
him.
of rubbish excuse.
It was
Chris showed him the chat logs and Buchanan.
Yeah, I know. That nigga just wanted sympathy. Like, oh my god. This happened to me. I just wanted to make sure it didn't happen to her. I'm just such a good guy. Now, can you please not call the police to come pick me up?
Said it was a terrible
That's
lapse
really what
in
he meant to
judgment.
say, nigga.
He even claimed it was PTSD from Iran that turned him into a predator. Buchanan was charged with 3 felonies, including attempted second-degree criminal assault, attempted risk of injury to a minor, and attempting to entice a minor into vulgar acts. He was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Daniel Polito.
That's still not
It was the
long enough.
usual memo. Daniel Polito, a 40-year-old offender, started an internet conversation with a decoy named Sammy. Daniel immediately started talking about inappropriate topics. He then told her he was naked numerous times and proceeded to send nude pictures of himself. Sometimes he'd even send videos of himself. It was very disturbing. Daniel then propositioned that they meet and do the deed, to which the decoy said yes. When Daniel arrived at the Sting house, he was under the influence of drugs and had a bit of conversation with Del Harvey, who posed as the teenage girl in a different room. Soon after, Chris entered and began to question Daniel.
Girl's name?
I think was Sammy.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Right. And how old is
Nah, bro. That nigga look like a regular ass nigga, don't he?
girl's name?
I think was.
I wonder how many regular niggas we see outside that be on this type of shit right here. Like, man, he be like, bro, I just found me a bitch, bro. How long y'all been dating for? 5 years. Did you see him pop out with a 12-year-old when y'all go on y'all little 2-man and shit?
Sammy.
Yeah.
Right. And how old is Sammy?
I don't know. She said that she was 40.
And how old are you?
40.
40. And you think it's okay to come
No,
see
it's
it?
not.
Of course, the offender denied everything and claimed he was only there to mentor the girl and advise her against meeting people online. He asserted that he would not have sex with the girl because one of his 16-year-old cousins was taken advantage of and murdered after meeting someone online.
Bro, no, nigga. You're just like the last nigga. He's trying to copy and paste. Shut the fuck up. Who the fuck? That nigga really thought he was gonna cook with that one. Like, oh, I know if I hit it with this, I'ma eat. Yes. No, nigga, you didn't eat, bro. You did not.
Crazy?
Try me.
Because he happened to one of my cousins.
How old is that cousin of yours?
She's dead.
She's dead.
He even initially denied bringing guns, but he later said the truth, but kept insisting he just wanted to give them to the girl. Chris eventually had enough of Daniel's lies and asked the cameras to come out. Daniel was then arrested by Riverside police and charged with 3 felonies. In 2009, he ended up pleading guilty to 2 out of the 3 felonies and was sentenced to 180 days in jail, 3 years of probation, and registration as an offender for life. If you enjoyed this and want to see more videos like these, then you should check out our video on the disturbing live stream moments.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, guys, we'll talk to you niggas later. How the hell you get out of this? I clicked on Roblox. Fuck.